You're listening to
Catholic Sprouts,
the daily podcast for Catholic kids that strives to plant seeds of faith. Hey there, Sprouts. Today is Tuesday, November 24th, 2020. This week on the Catholic Sprouts podcast, we are preparing for Thanksgiving by talking about some incredible saints that are celebrating their feast days today. Most remarkably, each saint this week was asked to give their life for Jesus Christ because they knew, you can take everything else away from me, but what matters the most, my most prized possession, is my relationship with Jesus Christ, which can never be taken from me. Now, yesterday we were in Mexico with Blessed Miguel Pro. Today we are going around the world to the country of Vietnam. Vietnam, of course, is in Southeast Asia. Now, for a long time, Christianity was not introduced to Vietnam. In the 1500s, missionaries began to bring it, but over 100 years later, when the Jesuits arrived, Christianity began to finally take root. Of course, when this happened, as happened in many other countries, the emperor and other leaders began to worry. They worried that this was a European influence, that people would revolt, and so they started to persecute and kill the Christians. But once again, we know whether an area has been Christian for a long time or not very long at all, once Jesus unites his heart with his followers and his disciples, he changes their lives. And we see over and over again people willing to give up everything, even their life, but refusing to let go of their relationship with Jesus Christ. So today we are celebrating the martyrdom of St. Andrew Dung Loc and over 117 other martyrs that died with him in Vietnam. Now, because records aren't very good, we don't know much about their lives, but we do have one incredible story of what happened during this time of persecution in Vietnam. So this was at the end of the 1700s, the beginning of the 1800s. There were various small communities of Christians, and they knew that the persecution was terrible. So one group fled their village and went to a small area called La Vang. Now, this was wilderness. They were there in the cold. There was wild beasts that were hurting them. Many of them came down with terrible illnesses, but they were there because they were worried that if they had stayed in their hometown, they would be persecuted and killed for being Christian, and they were refusing to let go of their relationship with Jesus Christ. So they were there, but the one comfort that they had, even while they were out there in the wilderness, sick and dying, was that they would gather often, many times a day, and pray the rosary. Now, it was during one of these times when they were praying the rosary, when suddenly a vision appeared. Many people saw it. It was a vision of a woman, but she was dressed in traditional Vietnamese clothes, and she was holding a little baby. Quickly, they realized that this was a vision of Mary. Sweetly and gently, she reminded them that she was their mother and that she was aware of all of the hardships that they were going through. In fact, she even told them to go into the woods nearby and to gather some leaves, to boil it for tea, and if they drank that, they would be cured. And so they did. Now, Mary continued to appear to them and to strengthen them. And the refugees that were there, they built a small shrine to Mary. They were so thankful that she came to them during this hour of need. Years went by. Eventually, there was a treaty with France that protected Christians in Vietnam. And it was only then that they built a true shrine to Mary who had appeared there. And this Marian apparition that you can go visit in Vietnam if you would like is called Our Lady of La Vang in Vietnam. Now, this is just one of the many incredible times that Mary has come to her children in need with a special message of love. Sometimes she asks us to pray or to repent, but here in La Vang in Vietnam, when her children were praying already and so persecuted, she simply came to bring them comfort. And so, Sprouts, today I want you to remember how lucky we are to have Mary, another mother in heaven that feels our pain and knows what is best for us. So today, as we remember this great moment when she came to her suffering children in Vietnam, I want you to say a Hail Mary together. Say it loud, say it proud, and really remember how lucky we are to have her. That's it for Catholic Sprouts today. We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, continue to grow in your faith and truly sprout into the beautiful creation that God created you to be. Just one more thing. Here in the United States, we will be celebrating Thanksgiving on Thursday and Friday of this week. For this reason, there will be no new episodes on those days. So just look for new episodes Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But we will be back with new content on Monday, November 30th.